Yeah. Sit there now. If she can. Okay.
Good evening. Welcome to Kalinga Literary Festival, Bhav Sambad. As the name suggests, Bhav Sambad is about connecting to our deep emotions and to our heart. During the COVID 19, we have all been locked and some have been down as well. But the spirit is to stay up, not down. So, Kalinga Literary Festival designed this Bhava Sambad to connect to people who have been pioneers in their own ways in literary field, in performance, in art, in culture, who have been writers, who have been revolutionaries in their own ways. Today is such an occasion where we will be meeting and knowing about the work of a legendary person, a lady in the form of divinity who has been doing a lot of work for the entire world. And we are fortunate to have Rajita Kulkarni, who will take us through that journey. I will briefly introduce Madam Rajita Kulkarni, who will then introduce our chief guest, Bhanu Didi, who is popularly known in the art of living community. Rajita Kulkarni is currently the president of Sri Sri University and also the president of World Forum for Ethics and Business. She is a dynamic leader, an educationist, an academic who has perhaps taken the most that an academic can do in a COVID 19 situation, reach to thousands of people through different sessions of mentoring, helping, counseling, guiding them in the spiritual upliftment. Following the footsteps of her master, Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji, Gurudev, she is also reaching out every day to as many as people around the world. She has reached to more than thousands of people with millions of views on social media and other platforms. So Rajita Kulkarni ji is someone who has several years, decades of experience in industry, and she has shifted her complete dedicated attention to academics, social service, and leadership. I hand it over the session of this edition of KLA Bhab Sambad to the dynamic leader and academic to Rajita Kulkarni madam to introduce our legendary women leader Bhanumati Di and Bhanudidi ma. Thank you, Rajita Kulkarni ma'am. The session is with you now. Over to you.
Thank you, Kamalakant Das, and thank you to the entire team of Kalinga Literary Festival for firstly curating and conceptualizing this wonderful platform of Bhav Samvad. As you rightly said, these are indeed difficult times, and to create opportunities for people to listen to revolutionary minds, to listen to thought leaders is indeed such an opportunity to uplift ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and intellectually. So, congratulations to the KLF team for Bhava Samman. And it is a big day for me today. It's a big day for Odisha today because on this platform, or based on the rich culture of Odisha and its tradition, its heritage, its gift to the world of art, craft, and literature, we have the opportunity to host a legendary mind like that of Mrs. Bhanumati Narsimhan, Bhanu Didi, as she is lovingly called by the whole world. You know, I always feel that there are very few people in the world who can go to the southernmost tip of the world and the northernmost tip of the world, and yet in every corner there are people who know them, who respect them, who adore them, and who are inspired by them. And I can say Bhanu Didi is one such personality. For all those of our viewers who are joining us on social media live, I'm going to take a few minutes to introduce Bhanu Didi. It will take me a couple of minutes because there is so much to say about her. So one of the things that is, I know, dearest to her heart about her introduction is to start off by saying that Bhanu Didi is the younger sister of Pujya Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji, the most respected, renowned and revered spiritual master and humanitarian of our times, who founded the Art of Living Foundation more than 4 decades ago, and because of whose knowledge and whose service activities and community projects, I think close to a fifth of humanity, close to 1.5 billion people in the world are today benefited. Bhanu Didi has, to her own credit, a huge number of projects. For the last 4 decades, she has been committed to the causes of education, to women empowerment. She is she's the one who leads the entire Art of Living's free education projects. And under her guidance, more than 700 schools today are run freely in India with over 70,000 students, most of whom are first generation literates getting free education. I think in the last 3.5 decades that these schools have been running, easily close to 500,000 students must have graduated and are today finding themselves with a foot on the ground, becoming economically self-sufficient. And important to mention that at least a good 50% of these students are girl students. So something very, something for us to be proud of. Bhanu Devi also started the Vista project, which is Value Integrated Services to All, encouraging and empowering rural women to get skilled in skills that will help them become economically independent and economically self-sufficient. Bhanu Didi has started the Vishalakshi Women Empowerment Program with the purpose of catering to underprivileged women in semi-urban areas, again, where vocational skills are guided. Bhanu Didi also conceptualized and envisioned the Hara project, which created a lot of awareness in the rural areas about HIV/AIDS awareness. She started the Hara Desh Hari Prithvi project to create awareness about the environment, to encourage green ways of living in young children, in youth, and in people in all areas of India. She started the Weaver to Wearer project, which sees ancient weaves and almost extinct weaves being revived, and helping weavers find economic, again, self-sufficiency. She's the chairperson of the International Women's Conference, again, which is an international platform which brings women from all over the world together to inspire and support each other, engage with each other in intellectual breakthrough ideas, and also use that as an opportunity to support the community in different ways. And above all, she's a teacher of meditation. She's a teacher of teachers. She's an author. She has written many best-selling books, and her book, which is the official biography of Gurudev, called Gurudev on the Plateau of the Peak, has been the #1 best-selling book on various platforms. It even overtook many established books like, *Sapiens*, for example. So widely read all over the world. She has authored 5 more books. She's a recipient of many awards and recognitions from India and around the world. And above all, again, she is one of the kindest, warmest, most loving, most inspiring human beings I have met in my life. For me, she's Bhanu Didi personally, like an elder sister. So Bhanu Didi, what a joy and honor it is to host you on this platform today. Hearty welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for that most generous introduction, Rajita. Rajita herself is such a leader par excellence. She has led so many programs of Art of Living so successfully, and she is our president of one of the best university, Shri Shri University in Odisha. So we are very proud to be associated with you. And thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Didi, it is only less. I think if I had more time, I could have said more things. But that is the first question I want to ask you, Didi. You are doing so many things, so successfully, and I have said this before to you, almost effortlessly. How do you do it?
See, when you do something you like, it doesn't stress you. You know, something that you really feel happy to do. You know, and also meditation helps us to manage time very effectively. So that is the main secret. In fact, Gurudev has given this gift of silence, meditation to the whole world, and I have been also the one fortunate one to receive it at an earlier age. So that is how, when you meditate, you really can manage time very effectively. That's my experience.
Wow. So would you say, Didi, therefore, that everybody who is in demanding jobs today, who are leading in positions of leadership, would you almost say that it is become like a necessity today to meditate?
It is a necessary. In olden days, they used to say it is a luxury, after I have completed all my duties, responsibilities. When I retire, I will meditate, they used to say. But I feel that, when you are so busy, that is when you need to meditate. Gurudev always gives an example that when you go to the market, you need money, right, to spend. You need the bank balance. Like that, when you are so busy, you need to replenish your energy again, because we are spending so much of energy doing so many things. So that is when we get tired, and the mind getting tired is nothing but stress. So the stress has many, disadvantages. Many things follow when you are stressed, isn't it? So
Yes.
depression comes, all this aggression comes. So that is why the main only solution that we can find now is meditation, keeping the mind calm. uh, when the mind is not agitated, when the mind is calm and restful, that is when you can be more effective and productive, I would say. And then also, as you rightly pointed out, Kamalakant, he was saying that how in this COVID situation days, that where everything looks sort of bleak to people around, it is quite tough, to go through this type of situation, because ours is a country, so it's a free country where so much freedom we had, and suddenly we have to be in one small little space. People do feel quite that phobia comes, and then they feel depressed. So this is the time, I would say, that attend to the spirit in you, that yoga can help us, meditation can help us to really control this situation, whether it is external or internal, both. Because we are made up of mind, body, spirit complex, isn't it? So in that way, we can really have a say over our own mind. And then when the mind is friendly with you, you can be the friend of the world. I would say you can extend your friendship, genuine friendship, isn't it? Otherwise, we are uptight and we are advising people. People are not taking it. So these are the advantages of meditating, having a calm mind, being spiritual. This is the spiritual aspect of life, which is really helping us in this days, dire situation, I would say, unprecedented times.
That's very true, Didi. That's so true. How are you keeping yourself busy, Didi, in this lockdown time?
Busy, I don't know how, somehow we are busy. Time flies. And of course, we are so fortunate, and every day we are having twice meditation with Gurudev, which is all over the world. We are having this guided meditation, and so that also helps us to keep our spirit going high, uplifting the spirit. And there are work, we are now finding ways how to, in fact, you are mentioning that how many students are, we have schools all over 22 states in India. So how to get across to these children, because ours is a rural-based tribal um, schools, wherein there is no internet facility, and it is a challenge. So we are trying to really work out ways how we can reach out to children, and how teachers can really take the classes without getting affected. No, all these sort of challenges which we are finding solutions. So in these
Yeah.
things we do spend time. And also I'm writing some things. I'm writing recipe books
Oh,
and some
okay.
books for children. Yeah.
So let's talk a little more about your writing, Didi. So
Yeah.
you wrote Gurudev's official biography, Gurudev on the Plateau of the Peak. Tell us something about how it was for you. How did that idea, how did it start, and then the whole process, and then now that the book is such a huge success, how do you feel? Talk to us a little bit about this.
In fact, the whole idea came up when I used to meet people from all over the world, because I used to travel with Gurudev, and they will ask me, as a sister of Gurudev, tell us more about him, tell us how he was when he was small, childhood days, all that they used to ask me. So every time I would stall them and say, I am writing a book and I want you to read my book. I want it to be the bestseller. So I won't tell you stories like that. I used to joke about it. But then I was caught in my own words. So one day I started writing. I tell you, when you something, when there is clarity in your mind, then purity at heart, whatever you intend, it does work out well then. So that's how the very first day of release of the book, it became the bestseller. 100,000 copies were sold. Of course, subject matter matters. No, and the subject matter is Gurudev, who is a worldwide known, well known. 155 countries and more countries know him, and he's the greatest humanitarian of our time. In fact, in that way, I would say I had the advantage of growing up with him, and I knew a little more about the childhood days. I thought I knew. So I could share these stories, and which were very special to me. And the same sentiment others also felt, where people resonated with the same sentiment. That's how the big book became a success. It's not about success or anything. I wanted to write and show my gratitude and my feelings about this, as a sister, and how he is my guru now. How the role play has changed, but then something is constant. That is the love, the divine love, the connection. So that aspect I wanted to bring out in this book, how Gurudev is everything. They say Guru Matra Pita, Guru Bandhu Saka. So he really fits in all these roles.
It's so
And
true.
I would recommend, I would tell the viewers, you do read this book, you'll enjoy it, I'm quite sure, because I have enjoyed writing this. And then I was so surprised when I read it back. When I read it, myself, I said, oh, so when your mind is happy, calm, and as I said, intention is positive, good, to help others enjoy, it turns out to be very good. The book is very, very good, I tell you. So
Yes,
plan
yes.
you all read. I know Rajita has read it, but I enjoyed writing it. I'm quite sure you'll all enjoy reading it too. Yeah, it's a very
This
nice
is
book. It's a good way to, yes, this is a very nice way to get a small little insight into Gurudev's life. It's what he is.
And Didi, it
my
has
words.
been translated.
Your
It has been Didi, the book has been translated into many Indian and foreign languages as well, isn't it?
Yeah. 18 languages it has been translated, and also in Indian languages, and also in French, Spanish, Russian, German, or Deutsch, Polish, Lithuanian, many languages it has been translated.
This is amazing, Didi, actually. And it is said today that people are losing the touch with reading. The attention is not there. But I think with books like this, I think that joy of reading is coming back. I remember when I started reading this book, Didi, I read it in one stretch in 4 hours. That also because I felt so good about few sections. I reread them couple of times. So, Didi, do you have like a favorite part of the book or something which really is like so much close to your heart? Would you like to read it, or someone else, or if any one of us can read it?
Yeah, it's very interesting you're asking this, because when I was writing this book, we were really thinking about what should be the title of the book. So I was thinking, ocean in a teacup, so many things, like that. uh, how to they express the inexpressible. I didn't know what to give. Then we were talking, and then Gurudev said, on the plateau of the peak, he had spoken about that. So he had said about, he was explaining about this in one of the programs. So I really liked the idea. So I want to read to you what it meant. Yeah, where would you like to listen to
Yes,
it?
Didi, please go ahead.
So it's in the 198 last page, the epilogue I have written. So it says, my brother, my guru, as the heart alternates between the two roles, my, which is a sense of belonging, remains the only constant. It is a subjective connection. The essence of life is to feel a personal connection with the divine. But I'm happy that I could see beyond our familial relationship and recognize him as my guru. Experiencing the guru principle is the most amazing thing that has happened in my life. It is the peak of life's experiences. Gurudev says the enlightened one is not on the peak. Rather, the peak is beneath the enlightened. One who goes to the peak comes down, but the peak seeks the one who is stationed in the plateau of the inner space. So this was so beautiful. The enlightened one is not on the peak, but rather the peak is beneath the enlightened. This was so beautiful for me, this sentence. So I named it as on the plateau of the peak.
Wow,
Gurudev.
yes,
Because he's
this is
funding about that. And there are many light stories, like in lighter vein, and then I have tried to attach a deeper meaning, because now, since I've grown up, I I know a little bit more. Maybe maturity has come. But when I was small, the same things were understood in a different light, isn't it? He used to. The favorite term for him was close your eyes, smile, and sit. That is a meditation now for us. Now also we close our eyes and smile and meditate, and we feel the depth, we feel that deeper connection. But in when I was young, I followed him as it is, just as a sister, younger sister, you follow the elder one. That I didn't know, but I still followed. But now I know, still I follow him. The same thing, follow her, the same.
yeah.
But there is a world of difference, So he has made the life more richer, more colorful, more meaningful, So, and this book made me realize, whenever I write any book, so there's always a connection with Gurudev, because he is the one who is really given me the greater insight into life. No, there is another dimension which has more sense. So there I find a joy of sharing. That is when it's more meaningful for me. Yeah.
Didi, thank you so much for writing this book because, like you said just now, even for normal incidents in life, when you can seek the deeper meaning, I think it establishes you more in more in that which is permanent, that which is joyful, and in if we say this to our students also, Didi, that you
Yeah.
should write because when you write then your mind also clarifies, your thoughts crystallize better. Would you advise that everybody should cultivate the habit to write maybe every day something, every week?
I feel, in olden days, when we were growing up, they used to say that instead of reading for 10 times, write once. Anything you want to retain, memorize,
Yes.
you write it once, then it is as good as reading 10 times. So there is definitely, there is that type of, for students especially, it sharpens their memory and intellect, I would say. And then they are in the present moment when they're writing. Otherwise, when you're reading, you can, in between the
Drift
lines,
away.
you can drift away, right?
Correct.
And also, the creativity comes through writing. In the beginning, you may find it different, but there are people to appreciate everyone's work. There are people
Yes.
who likes certain kind of writing, isn't it? It's not always necessary should be flowery language, or it should be, it's contemporary language is also okay. Some people
Mm.
may not really appreciate the scriptural languages. There is definitely, there is different taste, isn't it? So if you write, there will be people who will appreciate your writing also, don't worry. So it's definitely a good way to spend time with yourself. In fact, writing is a way to spend time with yourself, I feel.
Mm.
Then you understand your own mind. Oh, my mind has all these ideas. And then for writers, I would say, spend a little more time in nature. Be in nature, look at beautiful flowers, and then you're able to go appreciate the creation and the creator also. There is a
Mm.
different level of understanding, which I would say will be more impactful on the readers when you
Mm.
give a qualitative literature. Is towards refinement of consciousness also. If you read good books, that's why they say good books are good friends for us, like good friends.
Mm.
It really influences. And then you can see, you can definitely tell people by their friends. They
Mm.
usually say you can recognize what
Yes.
type of character you are by your friends. So also by your book reading, what type of book you read, your mind also gets influenced by that. I feel like that.
Yes. Yes.
And also the feel of the book is so nice, the physical book, because we are um, so connected with concrete things. We like, all the time abstract thing doesn't interest us.
Mm.
Something we need, solid.
Mm.
So like, this is like that. You can touch the book, you can feel the pages, and then there's some joy in that, I feel. For me, it is like that.
Yes,
So
Didi, so true.
physical books are very good. In fact, I'm very happy. Last year they were telling in the Westland publication, they were saying 7% of the sales have increased in reading
Mm.
the physical books, not only e-books. We used to think, oh, now next generation is only e-books, but
Mm.
they were saying no. As contrary to it, last year the sale of books increased by 7%. So
Mm.
I
Mm.
really appreciate this, and then I think it is necessary to have this. Uh,
Yes.
we should not let go of books so easily like that. Of course, paper and all, we can have many arguments on that, but both should be there. E-books are also okay, but physical books also.
and the joy of holding the book. And I feel that every book has its own unique fragrance also. You feel that beautiful fragrance, and Didi, then after this, this book was still becoming a success and is still reaching remote corners of the world, and you wrote another book, Parashakti. So, from a book which was about such intimate and personal experiences, you took us to the world of the Devis, and to the beautiful universal consciousness that we are all a part of. So, talk to us a little bit, Didi, about Parashakti.
Actually, the Parashakti book is all about stories from the Puranas, So we have so many Puranas, and I have heard all these stories from my father. My father is a very good storyteller. He was excellent in narrating stories to us when we grew up with stories from Puranas. And so he had a scientific temperament. That is what Gurudev also has. So he used to tell us many stories, and then the moral values. We were so interested in that. And then when Gurudev started talking about Devis and Devtas, and their actual practical meaning of which is relevant to the present day world, So knowledge was it was so beautiful. I thought this practical wisdom should reach to all the youth and one and all who are interested in this. It's not just mere Puranas are not just magical stories, mystical stories. They also have practical wisdom in them. They are very practical, and they can help you in your day-to-day life and achievements, and maintaining your sanity also. So in that way, I was so impressed with many stories, and I really was so eager to share it with the world. I just wanted people to know how it is so beautiful. Stories have so deeper meanings. It's not just to the eye what it says. Oh, all these Rakshasa came, they had all these anger and aggression, war. All this is not just it. That how what is behind that. In fact, the story I have written all this. It's very interesting. I like this Parashakti book. I like also the. Can you see it?
Yes, Didi, we can see. I, with your permission, I want to read a small paragraph out of the book, Didi.
Yeah, you can.
There is a chapter on Annapurna, goddess Annapurna. You have titled it From Fullness to Fullness.
Yeah.
And that one paragraph really touched me. You say that our lives are like this game of dice. Parvati is the Maya Shakti, and Shiva represents the innocent, blissful consciousness. Most people, even if they do get a glimpse of something higher, get caught up in the daily routines of life. With storms of emotions raging within them, more often than not, Maya Shakti emerges as the winner. The spirit of inquiry and spiritual longing takes a backseat. However, regular sadhana, practice of yoga and meditation, and listening to knowledge, all this can win over Maya Shakti and help you be established in the self. This is Vishnu Shakti. Lord Vishnu is the one who sustains and preserves everything in creation. Having control over the vagaries of the mind does not mean a reduction in enjoyment. On the contrary, we just become stress free and our life becomes a celebration. This is so beautiful, and especially in these times where, because of the corona, the whole world is so overwhelmed with what is happening around us and to us. I think you have really given the secret recipe for staying positive, for staying happy.
In fact, all these are the wisdom of Gurudev. I have just shared it with all of you, and it is already, these are the secrets that are there in our great scriptures, in fact. and there you need a key to unlock all these secrets, the key, locks. The key is with the master. We are also grateful that he is there, and I have, and whatever I understood, I wanted to share with you all. That is the whole spirit of this book, because some of the recent books, people were telling that there is many people are having a different views on our divine, mother divine and her forms. And so I said, this is how, there's another way of looking at it, and or I can say right way of say.
Actually, Didi, this book of yours is so important also for the younger generation.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, in our life, would you agree, Didi, that religion, life has become about rituals and the things associated with rituals, and sometimes rituals may or may not resonate with
Yeah.
people. No, like sometimes I have seen even my nephews, nieces, or friends, children. They say, "Oh, I don't want to go there; it's crowded or whatever." And because of
Correct.
your book, I think you have taken us to the real understanding of what is the meaning of this.
Thank you for understanding. That's how I wanted it to be understood. And also, it is nowadays it is a challenge for mothers and parents to introduce gods and goddesses to children. They, many parents asked me, how do you say about gods and goddesses, how do you say? The children want a proof, they are not understanding. And we also know that god is some, not always, it is a very I would say abstract concept. It's abstract, you say god is somewhere there up in the air. No, they are not able to understand this. So I thought that we should take the children from the known to the unknown. Immediately you can't introduce unknown to, even for elders. We also find many times, this I learned from Gurudev, because he always in meditation he takes us through body, breath, and then mind, and then then we slide on to that consciousness, which is so beautiful, abstract, from the solid state to, from the body physical level to the subtlest, he takes us like that. Here I was thinking that is the right way to introduce the children. So I have written a book, gods and goddesses is nothing, just very picturesque way. They love it. It is for 3 to 5 year old. So the shlokas and their meaning, little very, and the way how I told them all that, just what all the children like, they like animals, they like food, they like colors, isn't it? So you introduce them that Ganesha loves Mushak, he loves that mouse, that is his friend. He loves laddus, and he's not afraid of serpent, serpent is there. So when you see happy Ganesha figure, they understand this. Oh, Ganesha is like he loves laddu like I love laddu. Or even they love all these, mouses. Mickey Mouse is there, like, and then in olden days they used to have, no, when we all were small, the Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse. It used to be a favorite for all our children. Even now, I think, Disney characters. So
Yeah.
like that. So here it is so good to introduce all this Shiva, and then Krishna. Krishna with the cows. Krishna loves cow. He loves flute. So like that, if you say, they also start loving, and then we say Hanuman is very strong. They also want to be strong. So when they grow up, the concept, about Hanuman, but in detail about Hanuman, right? Whereas if you introduce them to, okay, I'm not against Superman or Spider-Man, but they are all just some, um, you know, creative, imaginary characters. Whereas these gods and goddesses are not imaginary. When you grow up, you know that Rama lived 7,000 years back, Krishna lived
Yeah.
5,500 years back. There is proof, isn't it? So that way also it is like children also feel the authenticity of the whole thing when you
Yeah.
tell them, after 5 6 year old only they start asking when they lived, did they really live, so you can tell, so so these stories, our Purana stories, are so interesting. uh, and also that is why they say itihasas and Puranas. Itihasa is it so happened,
It's
and
happened.
Puranas means that which is new in town. So
Mm.
children should, these are the moral values that we can really carry on to the next generation, give it to the small children, younger generation, and then thereby dispelling their doubts, because naturally children will get doubts about gods, are they really there. So that
Correct.
is where our culture is so beautiful, rich. They say your, who is your god, first god is mother. You can see mother, no, you're not saying mother divine somewhere sitting there, Durga Mata, they don't tell. Say
Mm.
Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava, then they go to all the other gods.
Mm.
So that is the rich culture that we live in. So introducing that somehow or the other, and also telling them stories, because whether old or young, or very
Mm.
little people love stories, because that innocence in us likes to hear stories, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
story form is the best form of learning, I feel, and teaching and getting across to people what you want to know. So in that way, all these story books are also very good. I'm
Yes.
also writing on yoga, yogasanas. We have animal yoga. You introduce the children for animal yoga, or other alphabetical yogas. So they have fun in it. So you learn things through fun also.
Yes.
So in that way, writing, you just have to think about it. And I feel Gurudev has already said, always says that there is a joy of the grandmother is joy of giving, and there
Mm.
is joy of receiving. As you grow older, or anything, any artwork, is you do it for the happiness of others, isn't it? When you
Mm.
sing, you make so many people happy. When you write, you make many people happy. Positive writing in that way makes people happy and uplifted, I feel.
Yes.
So these
Didi,
are the sides.
yeah,
Yeah,
sorry. Go ahead, Didi.
no, that is it.
Didi, actually, when you were speaking now, what was
Mhm.
revealed to me was that you have written really on the continuum of, really, if you say the continuum. So for little children, you have the Gods and Goddesses book, which really, as a, at a, you can say at a very physical level, help you
Yeah.
understand, okay, Ganpati Bappa has a big tummy, he likes modak. So you understand at a physical level, and then you go to a more subtle understanding, which we are
Correct.
getting through your other books like Parashakti. You have written a book, Tejaswini, which
Yeah.
talks about yantras and mantras. You have written such a beautiful book called Lalita, which is the subtle meaning of the entire Lalita Sahasranam. So you have really taken us through the continuum of understanding. And this is really so beautiful, Didi. This is your gift really to all of us.
Thank you.
Didi, I have a request to you actually, because
Yeah.
what I learned from you is your deep understanding of, why we do what we do, whether it is so many different things in life or the way our olden people lived through seasons, integrating with the nature. So it is my request to you that please think of writing a book like this, which helps the younger generation understand the value of our old practices, which are actually coming back today. If you see through corona, everybody's saying leave chappal at the door, wash your feet, which some of these looked simple ways of living, but they were
Yeah.
ancient people lived it, and you have such a beautiful.
In our grandmother's house in the villages, we had to wash our leg and sit in that outside the veranda for some time, and then only come in. And then when
Correct.
you're talking to people, you have to keep like this. When you're talking to elders, you can't
Correct.
talk very loud. and then you can't share the same glasses, you have to drink like this from up, you can't.
Yes.
Or
Yes.
they used to give you the patta, which is, you know, disposable, biodegradable. So
Yes.
there was, it is all for hygiene only. But now we can't do all that. If you are living in a 25-storied building, you can't
Yes.
do all. It's not practical. But then definitely, now people are very clean. They know to, they fumigate, and they use sanitizers, hand sanitizer, all that thing out there. But then I would say that we can learn good, whatever is practical from the past. We don't live in the past, we learn from them. Whatever is practically, you know, we can inculcate now into our daily life. We can definitely take those, and also live in the moment with you know, mind, clear mind, purity at heart. Gurudev says sincerity in action, and then wishing well, which is our uh, wealth, you know. Sarve janaha sukhino bhavantu, bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. All these things are there, you know. So all that values we can definitely live. You can
Yes.
wish well from anywhere you are now. People used to say, oh, physical distance, not like that, you know. God is sitting somewhere up, and what are they doing? No, now we are sitting so far away, still we can feel the warmth of each other, you know, connection, the blessings are there. You wish some goodness for others, it happens, isn't it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
to keep the mind clear, to clean the mind, to keep the heart pure, good company or good books and good listening also, no, mantras, all these things will help us.
Yes.
In fact, human life we have taken not just to eat, drinks, and then one day, you know, leave the body.
Yes.
But we have,
Yes.
there is higher purpose in life, and that is sharing knowledge, and then sharing joy, you know. uh,
Yes.
it's like you are doing so much in your university, or your, I think our university is one of the best university, and the first university to go online, no, and helping so many people,
Yes.
uh, the students, isn't it? And then every day I know that you are busy uh, getting across to people, you know, giving them comfort. It's definitely a noble I would say act, no. And then using technology for extending goodness is the best way to spend one's time, isn't it?
Yes.
Otherwise technology can be you know, useless things can also happen, but use it nicely, and that's all. That is all that can happen when you have a refined consciousness, refined
Yes.
mind. And even anything that you have, you can make use of it in the proper way, I would
Yes.
say,
Yes.
right? So that is
Wow.
what Gurudev will say, no, when the technology is in good hands, it can be used for positive purposes, you know, constructive purposes. Same thing can be destructive also, you know,
Yes. Yes.
isn't it? Social
Yes.
media can up somebody, or it can
Really
make somebody
destroyed.
depressed, and then they get into, you know, depression or aggression, both ways.
Really,
So
really.
the main thing is, that's what Gurudev is doing nowadays, that he is reaching out to millions of people around the world through meditation, you know. That is the
Yes.
main thing, to make
Yes.
the mind calm at this time, isn't it?
Yes.
So we are
Yes.
all part of that. We are so happy to be involved in that. There are
Yes.
thousands of teachers around the world who are teaching, including you and me, right?
Yes.
Teaching meditation to people, and guided meditation, and breathing
Yes.
techniques. You know, this is the greater joy of giving,
Yes. Yes.
and
Didi,
even
lots
books can help
of
you.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, Didi, definitely. Didi,
this
lots
is a
of
literary festival. Yeah.
huh? Yes,
uh,
yes,
I said this is a literary festival,
yes,
and such a beautiful one, and it really has that you know, the value of sharing such great insights of great minds. great
Yeah.
thinkers. I'm quite sure many authors are there in this program.
Yeah.
And I welcome all of them, that they are doing such good work in influencing people. They are great influencers. Your book can be a positive influence on people. So we need to take care of what we write, and
Yeah.
how we write, all that is there, definitely.
That's true, Didi. That's so true. It's a very important advice you're giving because the written word has such a deep impact. So, Didi, lot of comments are coming about how people are enjoying this conversation and they are loving it. They are feeling so uplifted listening to you. But we have about 7, 8 more minutes left. And can I request you to answer some just one word answers for a few questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just like a rapid fire. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yo.
the first question, Didi, you are such an empowered woman yourself. What would be your 3 advices for women? 3 advices.
I would say smile, meditate, and serve.
Smile,
Three advice.
meditate, and serve. Lovely. Didi, the second question. The biggest joy of your life.
Biggest joy of my life. Life itself is a big joy. Ah.
Oh, beautiful. Biggest joy of your life itself is a big joy. Correct. Didi, the third question. One word that you think describes you the best way.
Me.
Yeah.
Everybody. Me means all of us, right?
No, you means you.
One word. I'm the best sister.
Okay. Did
Gurudev's
it
younger sister.
Did it 3 things you will say? Thousands of people now have joined from all over the world, and I have also in my interactions heard from people that people are also going through little bit ups and downs, because of this whole situation. What are 2 or 3 things you will give us as advice to, keep going, keep staying positive, moving ahead?
See, this is a universal challenge that we are facing. It's not any personal centric. It's not one person. So since you are everybody, wherever you go, there is this. Also, there is no escape from it. Just we have to go through this, because by changing, we have seen that changing scenario or any other lifestyle is not helping, in the sense, you go to from here, whether you are in Austria or Australia, your mind is the same, isn't it? You are carrying the mind there, you are the same person. So I would say that this is the time to go inward. There is always we are only going outside through these 5 senses. We are expressing our thoughts and emotions and this and that. We are going outward all the time. Whereas when you go inward, then you understand that you can have a say over your mind and emotions, and then make yourself happy and spread happiness around you and to others also. So
Yeah. So go
this is
inward would be your advice. Yes.
more inward journey,
Okay.
inward journey. That is what is meditation. Meditation
Yes.
is to go inward, and then also eat properly and exercise.
Okay.
Yoga is very important.
Okay.
And these are the things that we can definitely, and then have interest in new things, learn something new. You
Learn something.
can learn some new, you can learn Marathi. I can learn Marathi.
Yes.
Or Odissi, I can learn.
Yes. So Didi,
Something
you are saying
Bengali.
go inward, take
Yeah.
care of your body, do some exercise, yoga,
Yeah.
watch your food, And then you also said learn something, do something creative or new. Very
Something
nice.
new.
Yeah.
These are the things that really can save our mind.
Yes.
And it is also possible for us. Now we have so much time at our disposal. We are here, we are all in one place. So we don't have to say, oh, I have to go to office or to do this. And we are doing everything at home only.
Yes.
So in that way, you have a say over your time also.
Yes.
So
Didi,
this
few
is
more rapid fire. Couple of more rapid fire, Didi.
I'm not rapid fire person. You can ask.
No, it's very good. It's very good. Didi, what is your definition of a complete woman?
Complete woman. And definition is knowing that I am complete woman. That's it. Because it's what you think about yourself, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, we always put our life for others' words. Like we depend on others' opinion so much.
Yes.
So that is when we get thrown off balance. So just know that you're the best. I'm the best,
Yes.
and not with a sense of egoistic best. I'm the best. Ahankar nahi, abhiman nahi, swabhiman. Abhiman. Or I don't know what you say. Abhiman, no? They say.
Swabhiman.
Swabhiman. It is a self.
Worth.
Recognition of self-worth, and that can happen only through spirituality, that you know that you are because you are the image of the divine, you have the same purnamadaha purnamidam purnat purnamudacya. We have come from the full, and we are the full. Then when you have come from the full, when you are the piece of that same divinity, then you have all the qualities, no? Every drop of the ocean and that water, even one drop has all the qualities of the ocean, isn't it? So like that, when you realize that I am the image of the divine, I am made in that same image, and I have all those qualities, that can happen through meditation, through self introspection,
Yes.
that, and this is the time, it's not like, oh, after when I become very old, then maybe I'll get all this maturity. No, now even youth has this question, burning question: who am I? What am I doing in this world? So having that perspective, I feel,
Wow, Didi, you have brought us from fullness to fullness in this session, and we can continue. I can continue another many hours having this conversation, and I'm sure the viewers also would like to, but we know your time is so precious. So thank you so much, Didi, for giving us this time. And I think on behalf of Kalinga Literary Festival, I'm sure I echo all their feelings when I say that we are waiting for this situation to improve so that we can welcome you back to Odisha again. We know you love to come to the university. We are so fortunate. And thank you so much for your time.
And then don't forget this book of mine.
Yes.
This book of mine for the children. And Parashakti. All these are my favorite ones. Yeah.
Yes, they are must reads. Thank you very much, Didi. Pranams from the entire team, and pranams from the entire team of Shri Shri University, which is co-hosting this program. We seek your blessings. As you rightly said, our academic year has begun already online on 1st of July. Already every day classes are happening online for all our faculty. And for all the new students also, Didi, we are fully ready. As usual, on time, we will start on 29th of July. So we seek
That's
your
so nice.
blessing for all the students and all the team members, faculty members. Thank you, Didi. Jai Gurudev. Namaste.
Bye.
Thank you to all the viewers for watching. I'm sure you have soaked in every bit of the knowledge that we got from Bhanu Didi today. So thank you for being with us. Jai Gurudev. Namaste.